We interrupt this transmission to bring you the following live broadcast.
It's Wednesday. It's 6 p.m. It's the ThinkSoJoe Show! I was waiting for you to stop me. Probiotics.
Making the poop regular.
I guess.
I take probiotics on occasion.
I know you do. You offered them to me, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, you talk about them enough to know that they're a scam.
I don't think they're a scam. I just don't think I need them.
I have a messed up tum-tum, so I do need them.
I mean, a lot of the times my stomach does get kind of fucked up, and I'm like, man, I should... What are you doing?
I'm pretending I'm a stagehand.
Yeah, I got this.
This is my microphone. Look at how I don't have it.
I got it.
The spit guard's not going to sit in the right spot.
It's sitting right where it needs to be. So, fan and wanted me to do an article on, or board hockey fan rather, and wanted me to do an article on his company's partnership with the Buffalo Sabres, including a look at how how they prep for game day at the KeyBank Center.
That sounds so cool.
And I'm just like, man, I go to games regularly with my girlfriend, who is far more interested in the in-arena production than the on-ice product.
It's true.
This is perfect. Because the ThinkSoJoe Show is on the air Wednesdays at 6 o'clock. That's why, Laura. If you don't like what you're listening to, you are more than welcome to turn us off.
I'd miss you. It would get really non-eventful. Yeah, so that sounds super interesting. I can't wait to see how that pans out and what kind of information they have that will make me look at the arena differently.
He emailed me just before the show and asked me to call him, but it's like, I'm busy, dude.
Yeah, not a good time.
I will get back to him sometime.
I'm looking forward to that. I always like your stuff.
Yeah.
I like your voice. It's soothing, and
I don't do much with Board Hockey Fan, but when I do,
yeah,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't hear you talk about it as much, especially as Board Wrestling Fan.
And Board Wrestling Fan, we just, the last is the day of a WWE pay-per-view. But, whether or not we do or not is going to depend on who shows up to do one.
True.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
What?
I just from Scott Leffler, and the new airtime for the show is 4 a.m. on Sunday.
I'm down.
I'm home doing absolute zero at 4 a.m. on Sunday, so...
That would be 2 podcasts on Sunday. Can you handle that?
Yeah, I can handle that.
Okay.
I mean, that because the other one barely happens anymore, so...
Yeah.
See, Lori, you got rid of me for an hour at least every week. What are you so... That's not my thing. That's somebody else's thing. The Board Hockey Fan podcast.
Oh.
We had a couple of people doing podcasts over at Board Hockey Fan that stopped doing them.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? It seems like hockey is always interesting. Whether we're up or down, it's interesting.
We had some good shows. We had the Board Hockey Fan radio with that was G and that damn Double C doing those hockey podcasts. I think he who did an excellent job with that for the brief time that he was on the air. He's having some health issues, so we wish him the best.
Yeah.
We hope we hope he gets better. We did my main audio contribution to Board Hockey Fan was an interview with former Sabres broadcaster Kevin Sylvester, where it was right when we launched the site. It was during the last NHL lockout, and we talked more about his book that was new at the time, The Married Man's Guide to Golf, which was a fantastic read, by the way. Even if you don't like golf, read his book. It's fantastic. Noyce is doing better from what I understand. Laura, she's asking how Noyce, what happened to Noyce. Noyce had to have some surgery recently, and he seemed to have come out of it okay. So I haven't talked to him in a little bit, but I'm sure he's just recovering and hopefully doing better.
Yeah.
So he ended up doing voiceovers.
Oh, no kidding.
I saw the thing the other day. I had posted about Maurice LaMarche and Rob Paulson doing a Comic-Con panel that I watched on YouTube.
Oh.
And them talking about, being the voice of Pinky in the Brain and how to get into voice acting and stuff like that. And a couple of days later, I saw Mark did a voiceover for a video game. And I'm like, man, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And, well, you should go on Fiverr and you should do this. Like, yeah, okay, cool. So I went on Fiverr and, next thing I know, here I am, $25,000 plus a year.
Not bad.
Not terrible for
You
not
keep
having to
busy.
go anywhere, yeah.
You keep busy, yeah, especially for not having to go anywhere. The winter has not been bad yet.
No, it
But
hasn't.
it's going to be. Around February or March, we're going to hit, like, blizzard season.
I did go out last night. I went to
Yeah.
go see the Buffalo Sabres without you.
I know, I'm sorry. I wasn't feeling well, of course, but you didn't have to go alone.
No, I went with Ryan from Shambles,
Yeah,
bass player
thank
from
you,
Shambles.
Ryan.
And he was very appreciative of me offering the ticket to him, and two, me still having the ticket by the time he realized it. So, I literally like had gone into this Sabres fan group I'm in on Facebook for whatever reason, and I posted like, hey guys, listen, I got an extra ticket for tonight's game. You'd just be sitting next to me. You can PayPal me the money and I'll send you the ticket. And like literally as soon as I posted that, I saw, Ryan likes your post because I had posted it on my personal page and he liked the comments I tagged him in. And then he was like, I'm down if you still got it, if you'll have me. Like, yeah, man, you're in. Yeah. So I went and deleted the other post and the other, like the second post I posted on my personal page. Like, yeah, okay, man, you're in. Come on.
Nice.
I'll meet you there. Like,
well, I'm really glad that somebody took the ticket. I would have hated to either force myself to go when I really wasn't feeling up to it and then have a rotten time and have you have a rotten time because I didn't feel up to it, or to waste the ticket. That just would have, that would have been a shame.
Well, Ryan and I, we've been talking about going to a game for a while now, and so it just kind of worked out that he had, I knew enough to not send him a Facebook message because he doesn't have Messenger on his phone.
Smart guy.
And so I was smart enough to tag him in. Like, he was the first person I tagged 10 or 11 years ago.
Oh, shit.
And it was like, okay, well, and I keep telling him I owe him a game, but I owe him a playoff game.
Right.
So, but I was like, you know what? Let me tag him, and if he says he's available, I'll just be like, okay, dude, don't worry about the $15.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. What was that all about?
I don't know. Google's not working today.
Oh.
My home.
Why is he getting sassy though?
My Google in the studio is not working today. My home mini.
The one in the kitchen. It seems I listened to the record player a little bit, so maybe. Lately, I don't, like, in the last couple hours, I was listening to CDs.
Okay, yeah,
so
I mean, but were you using, were you using the timer and everything for baking, or?
I have today, but I haven't in the last few hours.
Because I haven't, been able to, as soon as I say, hey, Google, sorry, something went wrong. Try again in a few seconds. I think what I need to do is just unplug it and plug it back in, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's weird because we've got two of these things, right? And so the one in here, if you say please, it'll say thank you for asking so nicely. But the one out there is just like, yeah, here's what you wanted.
It's probably because I'm so stern with it all the time.
Yeah, you're always yelling at that thing.
Well, if it didn't get sassy.
Well, yeah, I know. But I mean, it randomly played Rick Astley at you the other day.
That was not random, and if it were, I would have thrown it in the oven and turned it on broil.
Well, why wouldn't you throw it in the broiler?
I want it to die a slow, painful death.
But if you throw it in yeah, I guess. Okay.
Because the broiler heats up the broiler and the oven.
This is true. I like that broiler. That's a nice broiler.
Every time I try to use that broiler, I burn shit because I forget that I'm using the broiler.
I like that broiler. That's a nice broiler.
What's that from?
It's a reference to Shrek. I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
Oh, I have seen Shrek, but I didn't pay attention to it.
I was watching it the other night.
Were you? I was definitely not paying attention to it. I was probably asleep, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep not long after that. I think they were on the way back to Duloc from the castle, and
yeah, I don't even.
I fell asleep.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
But
definitely.
spoiler alert for anybody that's never seen Shrek or Shrek 2 or 3 or 4.
Or Shrek the Broadway musical.
I mean, Shrek 4 is almost as useless as, like, adding a fifth Home Alone. And don't lie, you've searched.
I have not searched, but I have encouraged you to search.
Okay, you've encouraged me to search.
I
am not paying $3.99 to watch a TV movie.
No, that's not how that's supposed to work.
If I see it for free, maybe I'll watch it.
I'm super curious, but like not curious enough to have the energy to search it.
Yeah, you just tell me, hey, look this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants to watch that.
No.
That's why all 4 of the other ones you could get for free right now. They're just like, yeah, we don't care enough to get the contract for to have this one. No, because if I start talking about Transformers, I'm going to talk about how excited I am that they have the Generation 1 Transformers. Like the Transformers look like the fucking Transformers in this upcoming Bumblebee movie.
Oh.
But then if I start praising the Michael Bay Transformers movies, Laura is going to send a tweet that says something about John Cena being in the new Transformers movie. Yes, I did know Eric Rowan retired The Rock. Also, Sheamus was Rocksteady in the Ninja Turtles movies. I forgot until last night they referenced it.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
You did. You watched the SmackDown highlights with me when I got home.
I did. I was like, I didn't sit through SmackDown. Why do I know what that?
I got home and I'm exhausted. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch SmackDown highlights and then I'm gonna go to bed. Or I was gonna work and then I was like, no, I'm too tired to work. I'm gonna go to bed. And you're like, but I just woke up and I'm gonna go bake cookies. And
I made some vegan lemon essence cookies.
You did. You made also you were up making cookies when I went to bed.
Yes, I only made the one batch of cookies though. I got really like my brain was like, all right, Karina, let's go, let's make some more cookies. And I was like, well, for one thing, I'm out of margarine, and for another thing, it's 1:30 in the morning. Is it?
It is.
Tell me more.
It's Marge went crazy and she was up at like 5:30 in the morning and she was fixing the roof and Homer goes, "It's 5:30. Shouldn't you be baking?"
That's funny. That's funny. So we have had
See?
Transformers. You want to see John Cena?
See?
Yep, there you go.
I do not want to, for the record, do not want to see the Bumblebee movie because I saw the first 2 Transformers movies. That was enough. Michael Bay needs to stop. But I am at least happy that the Transformers look like the Transformers should fucking look.
I smell what you're stepping in. I get your point.
You smell what I'm cooking? That's what you're saying?
I smell
eyebrow?
I didn't know that.
He's in the Fast and the Furious movies also, which I never saw past the second movie.
I saw one of those.
I saw the first one. I think I own it on DVD.
It was the first one that I saw. I saw it in the theaters in Lockport.
I think I might have seen the second one, but I've never seen anything past those.
Yeah.
So I never saw any of the ones that The Rock was in, because I think he showed up in like Fast 5 or something.
Oh, okay. I definitely haven't seen. How many are there?
I think like 8.
That's too many. Like,
and
fast cars.
And the only reason I know that is because I do voiceovers for Watch JoJo MDS.
Yeah.
And yes, I remember when The Simpsons were good. This season's been pretty decent.
It's been making you chuckle.
I have been laughing at this season. I've been entertained, and but I have not changed my stance on this needs to be the end of it.
Right.
Not yet. But I have at least at one point said something along the lines of, man, maybe another 5 seasons wouldn't be so terrible.
I have heard you say that, and then I heard you bite your tongue afterwards.
And then it's like, no, it needs to end. It's been a pretty okay season so far. Not, nothing great. No, season 19, series of 5 great episodes. Great.
Okay.
And I know there's people out there that may be listening to this show and they are also Simpsons fans, and they're like, what the fuck is he talking about? There's not been a good episode since like season 12. It's because people don't pay attention. And the one of the particular episodes in season 19 that is part of that great block of episodes is one of the, and Weird Al does a parody of his song, and he loses Marge, and they're in college. Everybody's pissed off because, it's not canon, or it changes the canon, because, the Simpsons, Marge and Homer got together in the 70s in high school. How are they together in college in the 90s? If they were in high school in the 70s and went to school straight after college. But, it's, you don't have to, this, and they immediately, went right back to, canon of, the 1970s and Bart, whatever. But it doesn't even make any sense that they were dating in the 1970s, because that means Bart was born in the 1980s, which is perfect for Bart being 10 in 1990. You know what I mean? But, this episode came out in, 10 years ago, so 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. And you gotta figure, okay, so if Bart is 10... it makes sense for them to be dating in the 90s in college.
Right.
I understand why people dislike that episode and the sheer hatred people have for it, but I love that episode. It is so much fun.
You would love that episode, because it's 2097.
It's still 1997, yes.
2097.
It is still 1997 to me.
Yeah.
And, and of course I love Weird Al Yankovic and Kurt Loder, who both have cameos in that episode.
Yes.
And just come on, it's a cartoon. Cartoon, and for all of you Simpsons purists who are like, they can't change the canon, cartoons don't have to be 100% realistic.
No.
It's I know that the series has really gone downhill. And, to have an episode that's completely devoted to the story of Moe's bar rag is ridiculous. But, they're not all as bad as everybody tries to make them out to be.
Some people just like to complain about things. It doesn't even have to be a bad thing.
Well, it's just the Simpsons, this Sabres group that I'm in on Facebook, they're on a 10-game winning streak. Well, they need to fire, Ristolainen or somebody. Yeah. There's always some little fucking nitpick somebody's got.
Yeah. People are happy being unhappy.
Oh, okay, but, your team is winning. Can't you just shut the fuck up and be happy?
Right.
And then, last week they played the Maple Leafs in Buffalo, and the place was filled with Leafs fans.
Yeah.
And all of these people in this group, I'm mad at all the season ticket holders who sold their tickets to Leafs fans. Wait a second. Where the fuck have you been for the past, I don't know, almost 50 fucking years? It's so much cheaper to buy a Sabres ticket than a Leafs ticket, and it's a 2-hour fucking drive.
Right.
Of course the arena's filled with Leafs fans.
Yeah.
If you go there for a Canadiens game, they're filled with Canadiens fans.
Right.
You go there for a Senators game, it's filled with Senators fans. We went to a Winnipeg game last year. You remember that? And during the national anthem, the Canadian national anthem, when they got to the True North line, half the arena's yelling True North because that's the Winnipeg Jets thing. Because they're owned by True North hockey or what the fuck ever. And so, this is a regular occurrence here for Canadian teams. Hell, half the time I go to the arena, there's a guy in a Pittsburgh Penguins jersey, regardless of who they're playing. Or at least, or I'll see a New Jersey Devils jersey
when
they're not playing the Devils, which I'm getting a New Jersey Devils jersey.
Oh yeah.
From a client. It's and here's the thing, I know people are, well, you're a Sabres fan, why are you getting a New Jersey Devils jersey, right?
Right.
But I love hockey. I love hockey memorabilia. I've got Nashville Predators stuff everywhere. I've got Columbus Blue Jackets stuff, in the studio.
Yeah.
I've got St. Louis Blues jersey. And I've got, an all-star hockey stick from the game in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
And, I love hockey memorabilia, and I love particularly hockey jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
And I got this, I do voiceover for a YouTube channel called Fact Space. Really good stuff. Go subscribe. Go like and subscribe. I will occasionally go on to, I have an account for my voiceover, stuff, and I'll go on and I'll go like videos so that it'll add to my playlist that's on my website. So I'll occasionally read the comments too, just to see how bad I suck. Which, man, I read some of my audiobook comments the other day. Ooh, boy.
Really?
Yeah, anyway.
Got some stuff to work on?
I guess. But anyway. So I go on, I said, hey, if you do, I'll tell you what, you buy me a New Jersey Devils jersey, and I will give you for free an on camera wearing that jersey talking about the Jersey Devil. Like
we'll green screen this?
Yeah, we'll do the green screen deal.
Very cool. Because,
which is a $250 value, because I'm sure I'd end up doing most of the stuff.
Right.
So he looked into hockey jersey prices and was like, whoa. And we kind of got into a little, chat about hockey jerseys and how I just enjoy a good hockey jersey. I'm a Sabres fan, but I love having a good hockey jersey. I'm not going to wear it during the season because,
because you're superstitious.
That's Sabres jersey season.
Yes.
When the Sabres are still playing, that is Buffalo Sabres time. But after the Sabres are out of the playoffs or win the Stanley Cup or whatever happens.
That's not real wood. Knock on this. There we go. The cats are going to answer the door because you're knocking on. Yeah. That would be funny.
But so just the other day he sends me this email and he says, okay, go ahead and pick your hockey top. He's from England.
Hockey top?
He's from England. Anyway, go ahead and pick your hockey top and send me the bill. What? Dude, no, you don't have to do that. It's like, well, the offer's there. And, of course, I've been on Fanatics and on NHL Shop and I've been looking at jerseys.
Yeah, you've been looking at jerseys because, for your birthday, you got a jersey.
Well, I got the Winter Classic jersey, the Fanatics branded one, which Ryan and I were actually talking about that last night because we're talking about all the people who are snobs, and they're like, well, no, you have to get the Adidas jerseys. Why? I'm not playing for the fucking team.
Right.
These Fanatics jerseys, they look incredible and they're very comfortable. And compared to the Reebok jerseys, the shield on the jersey doesn't get all wrinkled up and shit.
Right.
And I like that. So I've been looking at Fanatics jerseys for the current home jerseys, the Adidas style ones, because I like the Adidas style ones better than the Reebok style ones because they've made improvements.
Okay.
They got rid of that stupid white piping. They got rid of the stupid pit stains.
Yeah.
And they, lightened up they stopped right in the middle.
I think I know what you're saying.
Yeah, and then, so it's yellow around here, and then it's blue in the front, and then they got the stupid little silvery NHL shield.
Does it sit funny because I
don't think it sits funny. I think it looks
silly?
It looks silly.
Okay.
I mean, the yellow collars on the blue jerseys for the Buffalo Sabres look like my old Blockbuster uniform anyway.
That's funny.
But,
God, I miss Blockbuster.
But, yeah, so I've been looking at jerseys anyway, so he was like, oh, go ahead and pick your top. And I'm like, all right, I don't want to make this guy.
Top.
I don't want to make this guy spend too much. And I knew the Reebok jerseys were cheaper right now because they're getting rid of the last of the stock.
Oh.
So I was looking at, I'm like, what do I want?
Yeah.
And the only reason I went with New Jersey is because that's how we ended up starting that conversation.
Right.
And it was like, all right, you know what? I'm going to take the Devils jersey just because that's how we got to this point.
Yeah.
And I said, now I owe you an on camera.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, no, man, you don't owe me anything. This is a Christmas gift. Happy holidays or happy Christmas or whatever you guys say over there, which is funny because holidays there is vacation here.
Yeah.
And so then we kind of got into a conversation about how I don't give a shit if somebody says Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah,
They're
or
wishing
whatever.
You well,
you're wishing me well. You are telling me to enjoy the season, and I appreciate that.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about the religious
the semantics.
the religious overtones of what Merry Christmas may be.
Yeah.
There's no fucking war on Christmas, okay? So shut the fuck up. If you tell me Merry Christmas, I will take that as the kind gesture you meant it by.
Yeah.
But
speaking of Christmas,
ooh,
we had our Ska Christmas this past Sunday.
we did.
All WNY Ska Christmas at Mohawk Place. We had Days Ago, Reggie Childs, and the Toy Box Brigade. And, like, we did not have a ton of people turn out, and it was kind of a bummer.
I'm making noise. Sorry.
But for prize, they also donated a cash donation. Then we had a bartender from Canada, from Toronto, come to the event. And one of her regular customers at her bar gave her, like, a fairly large donation to give to the Priscilla Project, you know, because she was getting to spend the weekend in New York, you know. So I don't know, that was just so generous because this was somebody that was not inside the group, you know. It wasn't part of the family. It was an outsider who was just caring.
Yeah, and one guy gave you $150 check.
Well, I mean, he came, okay, this was an older guy, like, I would say my mother's age, maybe older, and, like, he did not belong at a ska show. Like,
sure.
He was trying to talk to me, and he kept pulling me aside. He's like, it's too loud in here. I'm like, it's a concert. And he donated a large donation, and stayed for almost all of he stayed through the end of the concert. He bought some cookies. Half my cookie sales went to the Priscilla Project. We raised $350 and a car full of baby supplies. A good time. And, you know, thanks, guys.
If you guys are in Niagara Falls tonight.
Oh, yes. Possibly doing, like, a periodic, like, seasonal, yearly, something like that. Something to remember him by. But this is the last in the series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you're in Niagara Falls tonight, who's on the bill?
The Absentee, or the Absentee Project, or the Absentees. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And the Tokyo Monsters.
Tokyo. Okay, good. Their EP's on here. I had their Bandcamp up, but it's not there. So this is a song from the Tokyo Monsters. You can catch them at Evening Star tonight, and this song called Paper Tigers on All WNY ThinkSoJoe Show. Tokyo Monsters. I'm wearing these Toy Box Brigade sunglasses, and, well, you know, they're a phenomenal band, and we had a great time with them the other day.
Yeah, that was part of the door prize that my sister won. They put like 3 pairs of sunglasses in there, and my sister only needs 1. So we each got a pair of sunglasses, which I don't mind because I like sunglasses and I like the Toy Box Brigade. And I like the local music.
I tell you, I'm wearing these sunglasses. I feel like putting on a Hawaiian shirt and some checkerboard pants and some Vans. And
I know.
Going out
Skank dancing.
Yeah, skanking, and we had a great time doing that the other day with all those great bands at the ska show.
Yeah.
I got to pull up the band we were going to play after them because I didn't realize they were on Google Play Music.
Oh dear.
But I also realized that their songs that were on the Bandcamp are not their more recent stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
Tokyo Monsters. I like those guys.
I like those guys too. They make me feel good. You can't hold still when you listen to that stuff.
We got them coming up on a show or two.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, I think. Are they not on our New Year's Eve show?
I don't know. I haven't had much hand in that.
Well, New Year's Eve is our next show, so all WNY New Year's Eve. And that is at Stamps, of course, on Monday, December 31st.
Yes.
So come out, get drunk, and have fun, and drive home safely or Uber. And we've got a great show with Tokyo Monsters, yes. Days Ago, who we just had.
I got to see them Sunday. They were amazing.
And Yellow Sauce and Cardboard Homestead.
That's a great lineup.
Yeah, in fact, we're playing Yellow Sauce again later on in the show. So.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, Tokyo Monsters I think is also going to be on our February show at Stamps.
Oh really?
Yeah, we're just we got to fill in the rest of the blanks on that one. But,
oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Also still trying to fill in the rest of the blanks for our first show in January.
When is that one?
January 5th at Tudor Lounge.
Okay.
So we're cutting it close here.
Do we have anything at all?
Oh yeah, we got bands.
Okay, we'll talk about it on the next song break. I'll see.
I was out with one of the bands last night.
Oh, okay.
So, and I
think that you've talked to me about this show, and I have been stumped because a lot of people have shows.
I've been reaching out to bands, and I was sitting with Ryan last night when I got the text back from one of the bands I asked, and they were unable to do it. So it's like, oh man, I still got to find 2 bands for this show.
Yeah.
So I put out the feelers. We're trying to find bands.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll reach out to other people I know, cause
yeah.
You know. Yeah. I'm trying to put together a punk show without it being the same bands over and over again, you know.
Right.
And there are so many great punk bands in Buffalo.
I know it's hard to choose, but then when you choose, they have to be available.
And that's the problem is like, you know, one of the bands I've reached out to, oh man, you know, we'd love to, but we're playing like a week before and a week after, so we don't want to play that weekend too. Like, okay, no problem, guys.
That's smart of you.
It's, you know, come, you know, don't hesitate to ask us again about other shows. You know, yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. And it's a band that I really enjoy, you know, and I have not had the pleasure to book them yet.
Oh.
But I have seen them finally after, you know, I saw them a year ago, this past week, actually. It was, Johnny Revolting.
Oh.
Yeah. It was that night of that Mephistopheles show.
That's right.
And I showed up at Tudor and I watched Nirvana guys.
Arcadia.
Arcadia. Sorry, Sean. I know you don't look like Kurt Cobain anymore, but I went and I saw Arcadia, and Johnny Revolting was on the bill, and I'm like, all right, you know, I got to catch a bus home. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I've missed Johnny Revolting every single show that I've been to of theirs. I need to see these guys play. And I stayed and I watched them and I'm like, man, I regret every single time I've left early.
Right.
Like
I remember you telling me that.
They're a really good band. And I greatly appreciated seeing them at that show.
Yeah.
And Arcadia is a really fun band too. And
they are.
They're friends of ours. And we you know, we joke about the Nirvana thing, but somebody was inviting me to a show over at Dinosaur Barbecue that same night. I was like, well, you know, I'm over at Tudor. I'm watching my friend's band play. You know, And he's like, oh yeah, my buddy was just over there. He said there was like a Nirvana tribute band playing. And it's like, and I showed that to Sean after, and Sean's like, what the fuck, man? We play one Nirvana song.
Maybe you shouldn't look like Nirvana and play Nirvana and like play it so well.
Have you seen pictures of Sean recently though? He doesn't look.
He is looking like quite a stud muffin now.
He has cleaned himself up and looks like
He looks like he could be a Hollister model.
Sure.
I don't know. I actually don't know what Hollister models look like. I just know that they're clean. Yeah. They're very clean. I feel like Hollister people smell good.
But no, he does. He looks great. Like, he doesn't look like Kurt Cobain anymore.
Well, I mean, nothing wrong with Kurt Cobain.
No.
Says the girl with the Nirvana tattoo.
No, absolutely nothing wrong with Kurt Cobain. I mean,
except that he's dead. We don't like that.
That guy became a millionaire off of playing 2 notes. And, you know, like...
There's 4 notes.
Okay, there's 4 chords, and then there's 2 notes.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
He became a millionaire off of the simplest fucking thing ever.
Well, you know what?
And he's a tortured genius. I still say, what? Look, I love Nirvana. I do.
Oh, my God.
I like Nirvana, I do, but I still say that Nirvana and Alice in Chains, if their singers were still alive, would not be as big as they became.
You're probably right. But
Thank God Eddie Vedder's still alive, so I don't have to hear Pearl Jam that often.
Every time you walk into the kitchen, or every time there's a penalty.
Every time they called like back-to-back penalties on the Sabres. Like the Sabres had one guy in the box. There's 2 seconds left, and they called another penalty, and the damn Pearl Jam song starts playing, and I just yelled, like, stop making me listen to Pearl Jam!
Anything off of Versus, I am down to listen to just about any time. In fact, when I go make gingerbread cookies after this show,
song, and it's like the one Pearl Jam song I actually like.
But he has that throaty voice in that song, and I thought that was what you didn't like, and that's why I thought you might like the rest of that album, because
you know what
he has
it is?
More of a grungy, raspy voice.
You told me you skipped over an elderly woman in whatever the fuck long song title, right?
Long song title.
And then like 2 songs later, that was the song that came on. And I'm like, then what the hell did you skip?
I don't know what I skipped then. That was a mistake.
I like covers of Pearl Jam songs.
I do too. I used to do a pretty good Last Kiss cover with Justin and my friend Kyle.
It's not a Pearl Jam song.
No, but we did it there. Like, there's the way that, I don't know who wrote it, but there's the way that they did it, and then there's the way that Pearl Jam did it.
Right.
And we covered it Pearl Jam's way. It's like if you cover...
I lost my train of thought.
No,
but like Aaron Lewis from Stained did a really good cover of Black by Pearl Jam.
Really?
Which is a great song, and probably the reason why I hate Pearl Jam. Because it's like, no. What are you doing?
You make it sound like a garbage disposal.
And, you know, baseball, swing, bada, 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 swing, bada, 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 swing. Or there's always that classic E-I-O.
Yeah.
Kids rock.
So there's some shit going on this week.
Is there?
I mean, there's quite a bit, but when I fish for these events, if you don't share it, I'm not gonna share it.
We're getting saucy tomorrow night, aren't we?
Oh my God, I'm so freaking excited. Okay, for those of you who don't know Dave Michaels, you can fuck off. Because today is his birthday. And tomorrow is his birthday concert at Star Boys, Radio Static, and our boys in Yellow Sauce.
Who throws their own birthday party?
I think that Greg Bird is throwing his birthday party.
That was a joke, because I just did that last month.
Oh. You did, didn't you? That was
I did.
That was a really good show.
Yes, I did. I was on Facebook yesterday, and Ryan from Orias posted this thing. It was like 3 pictures, and the bottom, from the bottom up, it's John Cena, Ric Flair, and some other guy. I don't know who the other guy was, but he's like, oh, who should go above this? You know, who should go above these 3 today?
Oh.
He commented, I see the guy in the first picture, and I see Ric Flair, but there's nothing in that third picture. And, Ryan from Orias goes, oh, that's that's John Cena. I said, no, man, they're really,
You can't.
I can't see anybody in that third picture, just like you can't see the joke.
Yeah.
And he just replies like, oh man, I just got fucking owned.
Yeah, you did. You should follow 100% Angel. That's Angel from Super Tugger.
Okay. I don't know
great.
who that is, but
oh
okay.
My God, greatness. Do you remember the card cheats?
I never saw them, but we've played them on the show.
Well, they played the first Justin Malcolm Memorial, and members of the card cheats are now Super Tugger.
We are not playing a Nirvana song. We were making fun of a Pearl Jam song. All 90 songs, you can sing them all with vowels.
Yeah. Yeah. Also tomorrow at Stamps at 6 p.m., you can get Karina's cookies.
Oh, yes, that's true.
And Dave Michaels, if you're listening, because I know you're why not? Oh, we haven't described any mail.
We haven't, because I wasn't getting notifications about Mark's messages.
He turned the notifications off.
I did not turn the notifications off. They just to the game against the Panthers on Tuesday.
Right.
Or Monday, or whatever it was. I don't know. Sometime next week. Tuesday.
Well, you know what else is going on? So this is the winter 2018 edition of Emo Night. Like in the past, I guess emo nights have sold out and had a line waiting outside. It's kind of chilly. I don't think people are going to be waiting outside. But I'm going to be selling cookies there. There's going to be music from Cut Me Up Jenny. And Alexis Valentine of Revival Records will be spinning emo and early 2000s music. And it's only $5, and I'm going to have cookies treats starting at $1.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah. You don't like the emo. I bet they're going to play some Used.
You mentioned the Used the other day. You like you might have to hear the Used if you go to this. And I had mentioned I almost got into a fight with Bert. Hold on, wait, let me. There's Nick, right? Nick was one of them.
Nick Carter.
Was there an AJ?
I think AJ was in the NSYNC.
Are you sure?
No.
You're thinking of JC was in NSYNC. AJ was in the Backstreet Boys. There was Howie.
You're right.
Okay, that's 3 of them.
Wow, there's only 2 more.
Yeah, that's all.
There was a Brian.
Was there a Brian?
He was the dark, mysterious one.
Was he a poser?
And I don't remember the other one's name. I'm sorry, other one.
Chris?
Maybe.
Was it Chris?
No, Chris was in NSYNC. No.
Yeah,
maybe.
no, Chris was in NSYNC. You are correct. Chris was in NSYNC. NSYNC was Justin, JC, Joey, Chris, and Lance. Yeah, that's right.
That's the one my sister had a crush on. He grew up to be gay, and I think it's funny that my sister had a crush on the gay one.
I can't believe I'm doing this. The members of the Backstreet Boys are AJ, Howie, Nick, Kevin, and Brian.
I think Kevin was the one that I thought was handsome. No, he wasn't. He kind of looks like a werewolf.
I'm proud of myself for not knowing all the members of the boy bands.
Yeah.
Now ask me who the Spice Girls were.
I'm interested. Do you know their Spice names or do you know their real names?
Well, okay. There's Jerry. That's Ginger.
Yes.
Right. Okay. There's Emma. She's Baby.
Uh-huh.
There's Victoria. She's Posh.
Yeah, my sister. People used to call Allison Posh Spice.
And I get the 2 Mels mixed up because there's Mel B and there's Mel C. One is sporty and one is scary.
Yes, Mel Brown is scary.
Yeah. Okay. That's right. That's the way to know. You got to know her actual last name.
I don't remember Mel C's last name, but she's the sporty one.
Yeah. See, I know some stuff about pop music.
Tell me about Hanson.
One of their videos was produced by Weird Al Yankovic.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know which video?
No.
I'm really interested. But no, I could tell you more about them than you probably ever knew that there was to know.
I'm sure.
I used to have like their biography, and I used to have like 70 posters in like all the Teen Geek magazines. And Allison used to like have to change in the other room because she thought they were looking at her because there were 70 something posters in our collective room.
So
Sorry.
Here's what I know about Hanson. They had that song called Bop.
They did.
They had a video produced by Weird Al Yankovic.
Probably the same video.
It was not that video. It was a later video. And they grew up to have a beer called Hops.
Is that so?
That is true.
How do you know this? Did you do a voiceover?
I did not do a voiceover. This is common knowledge, I thought.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know things like their middle names.
I don't know if I want to look at this latest picture.
Oh my
Mark just sent
God.
us. That looks a little too explicit for my taste.
That's not safe for work content, Mark.
No, we're at work, dude. Yeah, we don't. I
can't see it that well, but it looks like fellatio.
There is a guy in between the wannabe video.
Really? That's a fancy hotel.
Here's another Spice Girls fact for you is our dear friends from Long Island, Jackknife Stiletto, do an incredible cover of Wannabe.
They really do.
Which I thought Toy Box Brigade were going to break into because they started playing it.
They start a song with it.
They started playing it. They start their set with it, is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So I thought they were going to play it, and it's like, but that's Jackknife Stiletto does that.
You can't steal their...
And they also do on their latest album, which just came out about a month ago. Mark says the guy's eating ass.
Oh my
anyway,
God.
On Jackknife Stiletto, I feel bad for Jackknife Stiletto now because we're plugging them, and then this guy's getting his ass eaten. Yep. This happened to Mindy Davy like 6 times on the show.
I know.
But Jackknife Stiletto's latest album, the Chronicles of Jane Volume 2, recently came out of the song. I have 2 messages.
2 messages from who?
As soon as Ashton and Cam are listening, and they said as soon as me and Cameron tune into all WNY, all we hear is Karina say, "It looks like fellatio."
Hi guys.
So yeah.
Cam, are you gonna be at Stamps tomorrow? I have your patch.
This is. I mean, anytime you tune into the show, you could be hearing about fellatio or male asses. I mean, that's a good, or me just ranting about whatever the fuck comes to mind.
Yeah.
But yes, Jackknife Stiletto, phenomenal cover of Fall Back Down by Rants. The entire, 2 EPs from Jackknife Stiletto, The Chronicles of Jane Volume 1 and 2, both incredible songs. Yes, Cam's going to be there tomorrow.
Good.
Both incredible albums and very cool.
I do enjoy them.
Very can. We were hoping to get them on a show in February, but it looks like, unfortunately, they might not be able to do that because of, their front woman is the touring guitar tech for Miss Joan Jett.
Sometimes you don't say no.
Yeah.
You don't say no to Joan Jett.
Yeah, no, so they're going to be in Australia for the first half of February.
Oh, that doesn't suck.
No, and they don't think they're going to be back in time. I mean, have you heard about the spiders and shit in Australia, though?
Oh my God, I just saw a meme about, this cute little thing that, wraps around your finger. And, the meme says, not everything in Australia will kill you. And then it says, it wants to, it just can't.
Oh, it was a little tiny,
marsupial-looking thing.
Yeah, right.
I should have taken cough medicine before the show. I'm sorry, everybody.
I did an hour and a half voiceover before the show that I might, the previous voiceover they sped up 10%. 10% for me will still be longer than the previous one. So I'm thinking of at least doing, the first half hour over again.
Oh, jeez.
Because, I was reading and I got to, they gave me a PowerPoint and I was on, frame 200 or slide 290 something of over 600.
Holy shit.
And I realized, oh shit, I'm at 45 minutes already.
Sorry. Shit.
And the only reason I realized that is because I had to look up a word.
Was that the science-y word?
Maybe. I don't know. There was a few words I had to look up.
Yeah.
That guy,
click on that butt. That one looks interesting.
He's wearing a jock strap and a Santa hat.
Look at his pecs, though. His pecs are bigger than my tits.
Yeah, I don't know about that. They're bigger than...
His calves are nicer than mine, that's for darn tootin'.
His pecs are bigger than my man boobs, though.
It's true.
He's kind of hairy, but he's, like, not really hairy.
I don't know. Like, he's going to grow up to be Santa Claus, and we're going to realize that Santa Claus is just a dirty old man.
Yeah.
In a jockstrap and a hat.
I was watching ECW wrestling from the greatest year ever, 1997, the other day. And we've had Joel Gertner from ECW on Board Wrestling Fan at one point. One of our anniversary shows or milestone shows of some sort. It was right after that huge snowstorm here in Buffalo where I couldn't get home for 4 days.
Oh.
So, like, literally, we were supposed to have Andrew J. Reimers here doing a song.
Yeah.
And he couldn't get here.
Oh,
or at least he couldn't get Katie here, his violin player, right. Because she was still trapped under like 6 feet of snow. So we had Joel Gertner, we had Charlie Haas of the World's Greatest Tag Team on, and but I've been watching ECW, and Joel Gertner just I am still overly impressed with the things he would do in ECW. Like he would ring announce for the Dudleys. And he would go, this match is scheduled for one fall, and your referee is a dirty old man who made a pass at me in the backstage area. It's holy shit, like, that's hilarious. And it was before he started doing, like, limericks and shit for his ring entrances. He did one recently on an ECW reunion show where he said he wanted to, Lady Gaga is celibate. What a disgrace. If I can't stuff her muff, I'll just poke her face. Right? Anyways.
That's disgusting.
Anyways,
now it's time for music.
You know what's not disgusting is yellow sauce.
I mean, it depends on where the sauce comes from and if it's usually yellow.
Sometimes
that implies an infection.
Possibly, yes. Let's, I don't know. What song do you want? Pick one.
I like Taco No Bueno.
Everybody likes Taco No Bueno.
Okay, well. Mayonnaise?
I couldn't get Taco No Bueno on the nominations for All WNY podcast, though, for All WNY Best Song.
Yeah.
Like, it was nominated, but I couldn't get it on the top 5. I couldn't get it on
I know.
I tried.
That sucks. I don't care what song. They're all good.
No, I'm totally down with Taco No Bueno.
Okay.
So, here's Taco No Bueno on All WNY ThinkSoJoe Show. Yellow sauce!
But now touring don't make much money. Every day. Be careful now, boy. Don't beef with me, or I'll show you mine. Yeah! Well, she was loose like a taco. Oh, a margarita. Well, she was loose like a taco. Oh, a margarita. Well, she was loose like a taco. Oh, a margarita. Well, she was loose like a taco. Oh, a margarita.
Yellow Sauce. Go see him tomorrow night.
Yeah, go see them, pick up some cookies.
Say happy birthday to Dave Michaels.
Jinx. So this picture that Mark just sent us.
That is a nice butt.
That is a 10 out of 10, a 20 out of 10. I love that ass.
It looks like
You should probably post that on the ThinkSoJoe page.
Yeah, sure. I just hope it doesn't violate Facebook's community standards.
I mean, I see a butt crack, but no butthole.
True.
It's adorable, guys. It's like, it's nice and pale and like firm.
It is.
I don't know, smooth, but firm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't done a poll in a while.
My page basics are complete. I don't know what the hell that even means.
I don't know what that means either.
But I just got a thing telling Odes.
Bling.
Yeah, they didn't hear that, only us.
Oh, they might have heard it through the microphone, though.
Through the headphones. Ever rated on this show. Hey, speaking of asses. So Ryan was a part of. They did an acoustic set for us.
Right.
And Chuck at one point played a song by a band that you and I love called The Interrupters.
Yeah.
And now Brian is very proud to own all 3 Interrupters records on vinyl.
Poser.
What a poser. His band sucks. That's why I own all of their vinyl.
Brian needs to come around a little more often.
I haven't seen Brian.
He's super busy, I know, but...
I haven't seen Brian since...
It's been a couple months, at least.
Was it the Of Night and Light show? Was that the last?
No, we saw him very briefly right in October when I had my...
And he wanted me to... he asked if I could do... change some words in the song in a day. So I don't know if, I told him I don't know he'd be able to get it to you in a day.
Yeah.
But if anybody's able to do it, that's the guy. And on top of that, I guess we'll just look up Middle of Nowhere.
There it is.
Oh, did I find it? Did I pass it? Where is it?
No, it just says Mbop. It must be the single.
Nope, they've only got it on CD and cassette, apparently.
I had it on cassette.
Oh, no, it says album, vinyl, okay. I can't believe I'm looking up Hanson on vinyl.
Just hit buy it now.
No. I don't know, they only have it on CD and cassette.
Aw.
You guys remember cassettes? I own cassettes.
Weird Al cassettes.
I own Weird Al cassettes and a Buju Banton single. Always in the music news, always getting in trouble.
Okay.
And I would read the articles about him in a Jamaican accent. Mm-hmm. And somehow, some way, somebody got me a single of his on cassette. And it's out there with the Weird Al tapes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing that one either.
Yeah, that one is definitely out there.
I do not remember.
Yeah, it's definitely... Oh, we got another vote. Another vote. What the fuck? Why is there 4 people now voting for... I don't understand why you people have to...
I like to hold the CD case.
It's not like it's a vinyl sleeve, where
you have this smaller.
You have this really big, nice piece of artwork.
You get a nice little piece of artwork.
It's stupid.
Stupid.
I have, did you see, I showed you my AC/DC Back in Black case, right?
I don't know.
I have so I bought this AC/DC Back in Black, and it's on CD, but the thing it came in is like a mini vinyl sleeve.
Oh, I think you did show me that. That sounds familiar.
And it's got this huge like booklet of like AC/DC Back in Black stuff in it. And like I got it for like $5 at Big Lots or Ollie's or some shit like that. Had to be Ollie's. That's one thing I miss about being in Niagara Falls is I was close to Ollie's.
Yeah.
I used to like to go there and just randomly browse around.
I've never been there.
Yeah. You've been there. You went there with me once when we went to the Harbor Freight Center place over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
You bought a bunch of like hardware and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, we could go to Ollie's before we catch this next bus.
What did I buy?
That was the day you bought the wood burning kit.
Wow, I'm a nut job. I go in streaks. Let's hope the cookies last. I give up, guys.
People love your cookies.
I'm really glad that people seem to like them.
Ryan from Shambles told me last night that he said any show that he sees you at, he is going to make sure he has cash so he can buy cookies because him and his girlfriend both loved the cookies.
That's awesome. That makes me so happy.
So, yeah, you had a line?
I did. I had a line at the end of the night Sunday. It was cool. And TJ from days ago bought.
He's back.
We'll figure out some new CDs.
He was the 6th vote, and it is now like 5-1.
If Ryan wins, there'll be local CDs.
Sure. See, local CDs I'm fine with. Okay, because
local vinyls you're more fine with.
Absolutely. Big ups to On the Cinder for having a local vinyl.
Heck yes.
And we've also got Fake American Dream by Cosmic Shakedown in there. Another local band.
I don't know them.
I met them once.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tony was working at Guitar Center. They had brought vinyl for the host of the show that used to be in this time slot.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I want one. And he's like, well, if you come get it from me. He said, okay, cool. So I went and I got it from him. And, I opened it up just to get the digital download code out of it because I didn't have a record player at the time.
Because you weren't an adopted DeFabio yet.
But Tony is no longer in Cosmic Shakedown. If that's even still a band without him, I don't know. But we do have their vinyl. So yeah, but I do like, I don't mind buying CDs from bands because it's going to help them out more than me streaming them on, Google Play or Spotify or whatever.
Absolutely.
Especially Google Play because I have a Spotify account, but I have no idea like what my username is or anything like that because I don't use Spotify.
Right.
I thought about getting a Spotify account though because like we could use it on the Amazon Echo.
Oh yeah.
And it's cheaper. It's cheaper than the music.
Yeah.
In fact, all of the songs we have played thus far on today's show, we played off of Google Play Music.
I love Google Play.
Yeah. And in fact, the band we're playing, but that album is not on Google Play Music. It's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
But I think the reason being is I actually own Goddamn Those Motherfuckers.
Oh.
And I ripped it and uploaded it to my Google account. So I think it's playing it from my Google account.
It must be.
That's the only thing I can think of.
It must be.
Like, I don't want to hear that album.
Can we get it off of there?
I'm sure I could.
Maybe we should look into this.
Yeah. I don't want to hear that album. I don't like the singer they had.
Chief is so much better.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, from Goddamn Those Motherfuckers to Chief, they had an essential lineup change.
Mm-hmm.
And just got so much better. And I'm not even knocking this guy from my personal problems with him. I'm knocking this guy because he fucking sucked.
Aww.
His solo stuff was good. But his, and it's crazy because he produced both Goddamn Those Motherfuckers and his own solo album. And his solo album sounded so much fucking better than how the production on Goddamn Those Motherfuckers. But let's be perfectly honest here, is Kennedy Carpool is so much better. But
aren't they up for some awards, Kennedy Carpool?
I'm sure they are.
We should look into the awards are coming up, guys.
January 19th.
January 19th at the Evening Star. It's going to be from 3 till 9.
We're actually planning out what's all going to be. Jeez, I'm getting my ass kicked here. It's 6 to 1. Anyway, but we're planning out who's going to be performing on the awards. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'm allowed to mention that you're telling me no.
Probably
you're
not.
Shaking your head. We just confirmed a band who is nominated for several awards. I'm
really anxious to know.
And they're
after we start the song.
They're going to be playing a short set for us. So we're looking into other bands also to play who have nominations. But I am very excited about the band that I have confirmed. But I guess I'm not going to say anything. We'll wait till...
Speaking of confirmed, we are playing Kennedy Carpool soon, so we may as well talk about what they are confirmed for.
Yeah, sure.
And some details about what they are confirmed for.
We don't even have, like, a Facebook page or anything.
No, we have nothing.
Yeah, this is...
we can't even announce all of the bands on this show yet.
It's the All WNY 13th anniversary show.
Oh shit,
13th anniversary show. I can just go here. I don't need to type. That is
March 23rd.
March 23rd, 8 p.m. at Stamps, the All WNY anniversary show. And that's all that's written in my calendar. I don't even know who's on this show.
Yeah, well, so far all you know is Kennedy Carpool is on this show, and that's enough that you should not miss it.
Well, yeah.
And, as we get closer, we'll announce some of the other bands that are going to be on that show.
Sure.
I'm a little gassy. I just farted. Don't breathe through your nose for a minute.
It can't be any worse than the smell, like, when I had to close the door when I was editing
my God,
voiceover.
yeah. Okay, so you close the studio door so you don't have to smell the litter box. So what that does is it wafts it all through the hallway into the bedroom door where I'm trying to take a nap.
What do you want me to do? I was working.
It took me 2 seconds to get out of bed and Scooby the Poopy.
Yes, but I was working.
2 seconds.
I was getting paid. You were sleeping.
Oh my God! Listen to you. You have no soul. You're just sleeping. I
was working.
I know.
Why don't you want me to drop everything to go clean up the poop when all I had to do was close my door to not smell it anymore?
You pushed the smell my way.
I didn't mean to. I meant to close the door.
Well, think about it next time.
We're at 9 votes now. Every time I look, it just jumps, but it's 8 to 1.
It's still just you that says no.
Well, no, that's not me that said no, because I never vote in our polls. It's John Ben from the Kennedy Carpool. So there. Oh man, I wonder if Johnny saw this record that Drew from the Long Cold Dark just picked up, and I didn't know was a thing until we were on the way to the Ska Christmas show.
What's that?
Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 soundtrack on vinyl. They had it in. It comes in a gatefold. And when you open it up, it's like Baraka fighting somebody on the pit 2 or something like that from Mortal Kombat 2. You know what? It might have been the Deadpool. But I don't know. Whatever it was. But it's just like this awesome presentation for this vinyl. And the vinyl comes on this pressing. They had Sub-Zero Blue, Scorpion Yellow, and Reptile Green. And ThinkGeek had a picture disc where the first side was just the Mortal Kombat dragon, and the second side was the Mortal Kombat the dragon from the Mortal Kombat 2 intro screen. And I'm just like, holy shit, I want this. And Johnny and we bond over Mortal Kombat all the time. Because Johnny actually owns a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machine.
Really?
And I am so jealous of him. Because that is my absolute favorite video game ever.
Oh my gosh.
So we were actually, when we had them at Stamps, he and I were having a conversation about, Mortal Kombat 3 versus Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Because I like the original and he likes the Ultimate.
Oh.
And, So we, kind of had a small discussion. And he said because his favorite character is Scorpion, who was not in Mortal Kombat 3, but he was in Ultimate. And I'm like, well, I see that. But my favorite character in Mortal Kombat 3 was Cabal. And they really neutered him in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and took away, a lot of the stuff that you were able to do with him, which I understand. It balances out the game. So if you're playing against somebody, it makes it more fair. But yeah, that vinyl looked amazing. So I signed up for notifications when they get new ones in. Mm-hmm. And I was tweeting to the company that made them, and I said, hey, are you going to have more of these? And they say, yeah, probably in the new year. But don't trust that to tell you that we have them in. Just subscribe to our newsletter, and you'll get the information about when it's going to be in, because that might just be tied to the specific colors. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool, because they're probably going to do different colors for the next run. But I saw this, and I'm so jealous of Drew. He couldn't get the one he wanted, which was the reptile green one, mm-hmm. but he got the Sub-Zero blue one, and Sub-Zero is one of the characters that I love playing as. So I would have taken the Sub-Zero blue or the Scorpion yellow.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking out for that now, because it was $25 and now people are selling it for $50. So,
yeah.
Fuck their power.
Sure.
Kennedy Carpool. Fuck their power. All WNY. ThinkSoJoe Show. We'll see you next week.
Sleep at night, you should be ashamed.